Talks are underway between a charity based in Walsall and the University of Wolverhampton to help provide training for doctors and nurses in Pakistan. Midland International Aid Trust has been funding operations and training for the last few years in the Gujarat region of the country.
And now they're in the process of building their own hospital there to add to their already running cleft centre. Our reporter Michael Sibbert reports on the lives being changed thanks to money from the Midlands.
Hamid Mustafa is just 6 hours old, and an hour of that was spent bringing him to the cleft unit of the Mother and Baby Hospital in Gujarat in Pakistan. He's far too young for the operation he needs. He'll be back here in a few months. This unit has been built using money raised in the West Midlands by the Midland International Aid Trust. And now there could be more help. Officials from the University of Wolverhampton are working to create a partnership between themselves and the University of Gujarat to provide help with medical training.
That size there has got to fit in exactly with the nose and the mouth. Can you see that?
Professor Gatrad is chairman of the charity. He practices and teaches paediatrics at the Manor Hospital in Walsall and has been performing regular surgery and training in Gujarat. On a visit to Pakistan earlier this year, he set wheels in motion that could see a partnership formed.
I have come to realise that the standard of education, basic education, isn't that great. So if I was to lecture somebody here, say medical students here, as opposed to the qualified nurses and doctors there, I can't assume, for example, that they know about the physiology or the anatomy of the heart. I have to actually start off from scratch. You can feel the impulse. What we want basically is to improve training and also teaching. But better than that, what we want to do is we want to set up trainers there so that they can train other people.
During one of his lectures to a room of medical professionals at the local hospital in Gujarat, he was called upon to demonstrate his skills in a more urgent way.
Whilst I was giving this lecture, there was this call we got from Labour Ward to say there's a mother being delivered, is about to deliver, and the baby's in trouble. So could we go over? So I took my team, the team that I was teaching, and fortunately I was able to show them how to resuscitate a baby that is in trouble. And obviously I went back to the teaching and expounded the principles that we had used in the live baby. And the baby obviously lived and was fine.
The money collected from donors in Walsall and the rest of the Midlands already funds treatments at this limb clinic in the town. Usman lost his leg after falling down a well. His new prosthetic leg was given to him by the charity, who also provide free cataract operations to people who otherwise would continue to deteriorate. 75-year-old Sada Begum found out about the operations from others in her village 18 kilometres away. After her eye patch is removed, her vision is already much improved, but it'll take weeks for it to be back to its best.
कुछ ज़्यादा देख सकते हैं आज जी देख सकते हैं माशाल्लाह बहुत देख सकते हैं या थोड़ा ही तो वो आस्ते
The women who've been treated here pray to thank those who've donated. Although the plan is to keep funding treatment at existing hospitals, the cleft surgeries have already moved to this purpose-built unit, which will eventually become the Mother and Baby Hospital, along with the doctors and surgeons that give up their time to help the people here.
Every time we come, things have improved. We've got this new hospital, of course, so much more capacity for operating, and an opportunity now for trainees to come, and so we can do more on the academic scene as well.
Tomorrow we'll look at the plans for the 4-storey Mother and Baby Hospital, built with donations from the Midlands that'll change people's lives. Michael Sibbert, ITV News.
The work of Professor Gatrad, who recently received the Freedom of Walsall. Now,
Now, you might remember that last night we told you about a charity based in Warsaw building their own maternity hospital in Pakistan.
Midland International Aid Trust has been funding operations in the Gujarat region of the country, including at their own cleft centre for the last few years. Well, now they're building a 4-storey hospital, mother and baby hospital, using money from the Midlands.
Tonight, Michael Sibbett looks at the man behind the work and the children whose lives are being changed. His report contains pictures from the operating theatre.
It may not look like much now, but the work carried out in this hospital has already changed lives. Over the next few years, the mother and baby hospital in the Gujarat region of Pakistan, which has already been built and equipped using money from the West Midlands, will be expanding. The money is collected by Midland International Aid Trust, based in Warsaw, set up in 2003 by local businessman Mohammed Aslam.
Any disaster for the last 23 years, anywhere in the world, I've been there, help of the people of Warsaw and the Midland particulars.
His work in the UK and all over the world saw him made an MBE in 2007. All the expertise he's developed over the years has led to this project, a lasting monument to a lifetime of work.
First, we actually sponsored 3 children. It cost £150 for each child at that time. Then continued twice in years from that up to, I think, about 3-4 years ago. And we started building the cleft centre. From there, the trust put a lot of money to complete the job, and that is running now fantastically, and it runs 7 days a week now.
The charity's chairman is Professor Gatrad. He oversees the medical side of the project, which at this site at the moment is mainly free cleft operations. Mohammed Arif heard about them on the radio and travelled more than 60 kilometres with his 3-year-old son Kizar, despite not having an appointment. Luckily, there was a cancellation. After some initial checkups, he's in for a life-changing operation.
The incidence of this condition is actually 1 in 500, so it's very, very frequent that it occurs. So every time we go there, we've got patients waiting for us. So we can't cope, Pakistan can't cope, a lot of other countries, third world countries, can't cope with that sort of operation. Now, what happens to these children is that either they're ostracized, they're teased, and they sometimes can't get a job. Certainly from the girl's point of view, they can't get married. So yes, it changes their life for good. They can get jobs, they can get married, and all sorts of things can happen positively in their lives.
ने देखा तो कैसा लगा आपको कि यानी कि दुनिया फट गई यानी क्या हुआ?
बहुत परेशान हुए थे सब। हमारे खानदान में ही पहला बच्चा था।
पैसे की बात हुई या नहीं?
जी, वो कहते थे 50,000 पर हम हमारे
4,000 पाउंड 50,000 rupees.
जी।
Some weeks later, Kizar is back at home playing. His parents wouldn't have been able to afford the operation he needed if it wasn't for the work carried out by Professor Gatrad and the team in Gujarat.
This centre has got a great potential, and that's what we are very proud about. The way things are progressing during the last few years, there's no doubt there's going to be one of the excellent centres. The most importantly is we've got the best surgeons in UK and other parts of the world coming and seeing it and operating here.
Eventually there will be a purpose-built maternity unit here, as well as a paediatric centre. The whole facility will be centred around children, with this play area allowing them to unwind at the most stressful of times.
What's it? 9 घंटे की
9 घंटे का सफर था जी, लेकिन हम लोग का थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम था, कंबल का प्रॉब्लम था।
हाँ, ये जो बेड मिलते हैं ना जी, बेड के ऊपर लेने के लिए ब्लैंकेट नहीं होते हैं जी, जो किसी को पता होता है
वो तो लेके आते हैं जी, और किसी को पता नहीं है वो नहीं लाता है, तो फिर उसको रात को बहुत
और नजदीक आइंदा हम सबको कहेंगे जी कि जब इधर आए तो आइंदा ब्लैंकेट ले आए। हाँ, काफी सर्दी थी रात को।
बहुत सर्दी था जी।
Since this visit, the charity have sent more than £60,000 worth of blankets to Gujarat. Most of the equipment for the new hospital units is already here too. They're just waiting for the structure to be finished so they can move care here for many years to come. Michael Sibbett, ITV News.
The great work of the Midland International Aid Trust. The national